Well, hello, everybody. This is Dr. Sheri. I am CEO and head chief of my Best Life Academy. Welcome, welcome, welcome this afternoon to Power Tables. We always look forward to this. This is where you bring the lunch and, well, we bring the tea. And we brought the tea on today. This one is a little bit of a dandelion tea, but it's very, very good. Kind of helps a bit with the metabolism as well, some anti-inflammatory things. But you guys know I love my tea. So yeah, we're sharing the tea on today. So I hope you're enjoying your lunch and your break if this is the time for you to do this. And I hope it's a great day. At least in Texas, it's nice and sunny and we're enjoying all of this. Rare, but it's good. Yeah. Come on in the room, hit somebody in the room, let them know this is Power Tables. Again, when you bring the lunch, we bring the tea. So let me take a sip real quick. Ah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. So, yeah, listen, listen, listen. We've had a lot of things going on the earth and in the world around us. Lots of great things. Mardi Gras was on Tuesday. We celebrated Valentine's before then, all the love days, of course. And now we're getting in the season where we just had Ash Wednesday and looking forward to Easter coming up. So the year is going really fast, but I'm excited about it. I had some things to happen, and it was a little bit shocking to me, devastating as well. But we know those things happen. And this was a close friend of mine that passed away actually Tuesday night. Didn't find out about it until Wednesday. But man, I got to tell you, she was phenomenal in her own right. Such a gentle soul, gave such love, such compassion to so many hearts. And so she leaves this world a lot better than when she entered it, I'm sure. So we were in prayer for her and then awakened to find out there was another community person who had passed on. And so we're praying for those beautiful families here surrounding me and to wherever you are. And if you're going through this particular season, our prayers and our hearts are certainly with you. But I got to tell you that in every chapter, we learn something, even in the hard chapters, even in the difficult seasons. And so as you're taking your break today, you may be in one of those difficult seasons. I don't know. It may be a season of loss like we're experiencing. It may be a season where you're experiencing some difficulty in your health. It may be a season where you're experiencing maybe empty nesters. As parents, we love those kids around. They kind of work our nerves. But man, when they hit that door as a grown up and we know that things are changing, yeah, it settles in. So maybe that's your season on today, or maybe it's the season of a relationship that's gone a different way than you think, but it's still a significant loss. I find out that in those seasons, we learn probably a great deal more than we do in the happy times. I was talking to my cousin a few months ago, and we were sharing some things about different family members and friends that we know. And he said, "You know what, cuz?" He said, "I work to make a living, but I live to leave a memory." I went, "What?" That got me. I live to make a living. Yeah, I work to make a living, but I live to leave a memory. That stuck with me. That was huge. That was a huge moment for me. So in this moment where I'm dealing with the loss of a very special sister near and dear to my heart, I thought about what he said. I work to make a living, but I live to leave a memory. And so she did. But in these moments that we have this for just a second or for just a short time that we have today, are we doing that? Are we working to make a living and then living to leave a memory? Or are we living just to make a living? And then, of course, we're working on a memory. If that's the case, we kind of got it mixed up. I thought about that in context of a passage that's very familiar to me and probably familiar to some of you, but one that says that life is as a vapor. Life is as a vapor. And when I thought about that, I thought about something that all of us do. This vapor that we have, if you ever were in chemistry or you have those teapots, those old ones at least. I have a teacup today, but we used to have a teapot where we would boil that water and we get ready. If you had grandmothers like I did, that was your job. Go turn on the teapot, turn on the stove. That's what that meant. But no matter how much water was in there, Some had vaporized just at the point of the boiling point. And so just when things get really, really hot, things start evaporating. And if we poured out all of the water, so we thought, and there was no more, well, there was something left in there. And in where I grew up, sometimes we didn't have the cute little teapots. We had the pots and we boil the water. Yeah, I know, dating myself, I got it. But there was a residue left in there. It was the salts left from this water that looked crystal clear to us when we poured it up or when we ran it out of the hydrant, but or the faucet. But my goodness, there was still something in it. When everything was gone, there's a residue. In context of what my cousin shared with me on that day, I got it. That when this life is gone, however we have lived it, whatever we have done, there is still a residue left. That residue will be considered our legacy. Some people call it the dash. That's true too. But in light of the way we're speaking today, that residue, that salt, yeah, it's left something. It's called the legacy. So as we think about working today, the one thing that I found, as a great mentor shared it with us, we cannot will anybody our job. I know that's hitting hard today. I know it. I know it hit me hard because I tend to be a workaholic. I want everything done correctly. I want the I's dotted, the T's crossed. And I'm not saying that you should not work in excellence, not saying any of that. But what I am saying is that there is life beyond the job. There is life beyond the work. There's life beyond it. And many times we don't spend enough time making those memories or living in such a way that we have great memories for those who will be left behind and celebrate our lives. So, how is that balancing out for you today? How is that working out? Do we go to work and then take work home with us? I have. If you work from home, do you ever stop working? Does work sometimes go to bed and look like a laptop sitting in the bed? I'm guilty as charged because the wheels are still turning and there's just one more thing I need to get off the grid and let me do this. And I'm finding now in these moments, could that have waited until the next day? Could it have waited until the next shift? Could I have delegated it? Mm. As women, we don't like to do that very often. We are helpers. We do everything. We handle everything for everybody every single time. And then we get caught up. And life has passed us by. Great memories, precious time. We never stop to take the break. Yeah, we never stop to do that and live in such a way that we leave memories or a memory, the residue, like that teapot with the salt left in it. But every time we look at that little dusty area, it tells us something had passed through, something had passed by. What left this residue? What left the legacy? That's what we're doing here today. Yeah, we work to make a living, no doubt, but we are living to make memories. This wonderful lady that I share in my heart today with her family, oh my goodness, did she live to make memories? I remember just a gift. I appreciated her so much for something she had done for my mom. I think she went on for 3 to 4 months about that one gift because it meant something to her. Her sharing, her giving, her hospitable nature, her gift of helps somehow was finally recognized. And she took that with her as a memory. She stayed in contact with me. It was not unusual for us every couple of weeks or so, even after I moved. I would get this wonderful text from her, something encouraging, praying for you here. God's got it. Not one of those people to talk about herself, but always uplifted others. I was wanting to use that moment to celebrate her, and she turned it around and celebrated me. Who does that? People who are gifted to do so and people who live to make memories. She did that. So I want to ask you who are on the line with me today, what have you done? What kind of living are you doing to make a memory? Because, when people pass away, our older generation would say it like this. Sometimes we would hear some things during those visitations, those wake services. If you're from my culture, that's what we call them, wakes. Or at the time of the funeral or the service, or sitting with family afterwards. And you would hear something that sounded like, that wasn't that person that we just buried. That sounds nothing like her. Sounds nothing like him. And my mom would look over at me and say, yeah, when you're living, people lie on you. And when you're dead, they lie for you. And so we didn't understand it. Now we do. But even if that's one of those moments where we hear something that it's like, oh, they colored that really, really well, rose colored glasses today. Even if that's the case, we find at these moments, there's no reason to throw shade. There's no reason to have negativity. What will it change about the dash or the residue? What that means is that we have an opportunity then to learn from some things that maybe, we were looking at through rose colored glasses. At least someone was. Maybe someone really had no heart and went ahead and threw shade anyway. It's only going to hurt those who are left behind. It does nothing for those who have gone on ahead. So, either way, though, if that is a really negative spot in someone's life who has gone on, the question now for us who remain is, what can we learn from that part of the residue? Because in the residue, there may be some good, hopefully more good. There's going to be some bad, and there's going to be some delta down ugly, as I say. It's going to be in every one of our lives, every one of our residues, each part of our legacy, or every aspect of our legacy. It's going to have those elements: good, the bad, and the delta down ugly. Hopefully, nobody knows all the delta down ugly. Hopefully, they know only minimally bad, and hopefully, we have a lot more good. But we're going to find it in the residue. If we go back to that teapot or that pot that we boil that water in, and we were to take samples, as we learned to do in chemistry years ago, I don't want to think about those projects now, but we learned to do it. Salt was in there, yes, but it wasn't always salt. It was other little elements in micro amounts that were not good, but they were so small that they didn't affect what we were really needing, which was the water. It was able to just pass through and do no harm. Prayerfully, as we go forward, that's what our lives will be like. Yeah, we had some ugly stuff. You better believe it. I have some things I don't even want to close my eyes right about now and even think it, let alone to know that I was an active participant. I have some things that are so bad, I really don't want to even utter it. But yeah, it happened. But I have a whole lot of good too. And I pray that as I pass through the waters of someone's life, as I make contact, as I have encounters, as I have experiences, as I am exposed to different environments and cultures, I pray that the good in me would so overcome the bad and the delta down ugly that it passes through their lives and it replenishes them, it restores them, it refreshes them from maybe a season like this, a season where they're facing loss, difficulties, trying times, maybe financial hardships. But the fact that I passed through and I washed over them with all that's good in me, that when I'm off this earth, the residue has more good to say about me than negativity, than the delta down ugly. Okay. So I don't know where you guys are today. I don't know where you are. Anybody have questions about what we're sharing? Because, we're starting these businesses, we're starting these companies, and we get so caught up in work. And it's a wonderful thing when you're focused on things that you love to do. This is one of those things that I absolutely love to do. I love to share with people. I love to share my experiences. I love to share the business aspect and how to pull all of the things of positivity and your compassion into arena. And maybe even in my case, tie it into your faith. That's a good day for me. That's a good day for me. But then life also happens too. And I need to remember that while I am working to make a living, I must live to make memories. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys. We got a few moments here. I don't know what your Delta Down ugly experience is, but mine has been a pistol. And we'll leave it at that. But I thank God every day for the goodness that I have been able to share, which is His goodness into the lives of others. And even as we're building businesses, that we're building relationships and we're building and sharing memories and great things. So when we see the obituaries sometime tomorrow, or maybe you're looking at them today, and maybe you had a flashback of something that somebody did that was just so terrible. I pray that when you hear the high praise from others, that it will wash in such a way that it washes that residue of negativity out and it restores and replenishes you and refreshes you that there was some good in this individual, this person, even if it didn't come from them to you, it was still present. And that's something to learn about. Even the bad, there's something to learn about. It means we could do it in a better way. And even the Delta Down ugly, it means that we can make a U-turn. It's simply called repentance where I come from. You can turn away from that thing and you don't have to go down that road. Because why? They left you something in the residue, something to learn from, not something to have a beefing session with on social media. Nah, what can we learn? We can learn from everything if we choose. That's what we can do today. And my beautiful cousin is on today. I'm glad to see you, cousin Alton Dabney. He's gone through a major surgery. He is on the mend and in recovery and in therapy. And yes, the Lord is indeed good. He can definitely testify to that. When I see you, Miss Lorraine, oh my goodness, could give y'all's comments. You know, I like to do that. But if y'all have questions, as you know, you can hit me up or you have comments about anything we've shared with this residue. This really hit me strong. Yes, yes, yes. It's a learning tool. Yes, he wanted to say hello to everybody. I know the Lord is good. He definitely does. And yes, this is what we're talking about today. Learn from those things. I see you, Miss Deirdre. Love you, girl. Good to see you. Yes, 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 yes. Y'all are amazing. So yeah, we wanted to share this with you on today and pray for those families. I'll share their names here with you locally for us at least. But we are praying for the Pellerin and Guillory family, the family of my sister and friend, Miss Linda. Amazing woman of God, amazing mother, grandmother, daughter, sister, and definitely friend. No doubt about it. She will be greatly missed, especially when I look at the color pink. That was always her color. So, yeah, we're going to remember her and those beautiful smiles and encouraging words. Her last one to me, as I said, was on Valentine's Day. Who would have known? Yeah, she would have known. That's just her to send you encouragement on Love Day, as it's being celebrated around the world. So we certainly commemorate her life, her honor, and the legacy she leaves with us. And of course, in the passing of the night, we lost Reverend Dwight Pruitt. And so, yes, community man, please be in prayer for his family, his beloved wife, Liz, his beautiful children, his siblings, and all of the community of Dayton that he served throughout the years are certainly thinking of him and his family on today. So please be in prayer for all of them. And wherever you are, we pray for you and whatever's going on. And remember, it's okay to work. It's okay to work to build your business or someone else's. It's okay to do that. But we are working to make a living, but we live to make memories. And that's what we want to talk about today. That's what we are doing. We are living to make those memories. So I hope that you guys got something out of this one today. I know that I did. I hope it helps you to strategize now as you go forth of when to turn that work clock off. Turn that work clock off, go outside, get some fresh air, walk around, call a friend, call your family members, encourage them, and who knows, when you pick the phone up, they may have something encouraging to share with you. I know Miss Linda always did. So do something amazing for yourselves on today. And that just concludes it for us. I'm Dr. Sheri, leader, the leadership doc, as they say, CEO of My Best Life Academy, where we do coaching, consulting, and creating. It is always my honor to work with hearts who want to live their best life now. So you can give us a chat, give us a call, and we'll be happy to speak with you. 713-487-8333, or you could simply go to drsherryleads.com and you will find us there. Today we talked about the residue. Yeah, it's still good. There's our number for a few moments for those of you who need to get that. And of course, you can catch us on all of the social media platforms. We've got our heads peeking and rearing somewhere, and we'll be happy to get back with you. Take care. Enjoy a fantastic Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And remember, live to make memories. This has been Power Tables, Dr. Sheri, where you bring the lunch, we bring the tea. Have a good one, everybody.